What's going on YouTube? It's Bandwagonbam here reacting to inside San Francisco's open air drug market. Ain't San Francisco where they done That's a Raven? I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's where they done That's a Raven. Isn't it correct or incorrect? This was uploaded by tommyg. We're gonna round this one up. Save me. Let's get into it.
If we wanted to buy fentanyl, how easy would it be to find around here?
It's easy.
The homeless pooping, that's like inevitable down here. You're gonna see that every 5 feet type. Very rare footage.
I ain't never seen this shit before.
San Francisco's Tenderloin neighborhood is at the heart of the narrative about the city. Drugs, homelessness, crime.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're in San Francisco, an open-air drug market of the Tenderloin. Here to show you the fentanyl crisis and what's going on. That's one of the things this place is famous for. Yasmin found the first human shit, and right behind us.
What? Why would I want to be there? It's already bad enough when like you're walking down the road and you see like fox poo, cat poo, dog poo. Like man said human feces. Crazy to me.
Someone is lighting a pipe or something. San Francisco is home to a notoriously gritty neighborhood called the Tenderloin. It's a place where...
Do you know why he gets excited when you see him in the hood? Because he knows there's money to make off the video.
People regularly smoke fentanyl, commit robberies, and poop in public all in broad daylight. It is home to an open-air drug market, and it's one of America's hotspots for fentanyl and homelessness. Shootings, murders, robberies, and assaults are the words you frequently find in headlines about this area. It's sort of a Wild West place where criminals run the streets, and it's gotten so bad that on March...
Of course he makes bread. Look. The video has been out for 1 day and it's at 1 million views.
14th of 2024,
love for the follow.
Citizens and business owners banded together
Appreciate
to
it.
sue the city of San Francisco because, and I quote, residents are terrified to leave their homes and businesses are unable to recruit staff. This is because if you walk yourself to work in the Tenderloin, it's almost certain that you will encounter people smoking fentanyl and injecting heroin. It's not uncommon to see naked homeless guys pooping and masturbating in front of you, and while you are at your...
Wait, what? So like that man get high and think, let me beat my meat. Like what?
Your job, you will need to be alert on whether the person entering your store will be stealing from you or trying to use the company bathroom to do drugs. It's a scary and filthy place, and it's also a very sad place because you have thousands of people living in absolute misery and turmoil. People that could be living up to their potential, but for some reason aren't. It's a huge problem with no end in sight. The question is, what do you do about it?
I don't need to see a naked nitty.
Believe the solution involves more police, being tougher on crime, and moving the homeless people out of the area. But where do these people go? People on the left take what they view as more of a humanitarian approach. They look at drug addiction as an illness, and they believe the best way to help the problem is to invest into things like clean needles and pipes in an effort to prevent disease spreading, and also to provide housing and other resources for the people struggling. Today, we show you one of America's worst neighborhoods, we examine how the Tenderloin got to this point, we show you what happens here on a daily basis, and we talk about what could be done to improve this area. Let's hit the streets. Quick announcement, we've restocked the hoodies, Big Dog. It is November 5th.
You see, there's some places where I would want to visit, even if it is the trenches. But I don't want to go visit no pure-ridden streets. Nah, not on that.
2023 as of filming this video, and we are in San Francisco to explore the Tenderloin, which is the open-air drug market. Let's give you a little background on the history of the Tenderloin. This section of the city earned its name after the higher quality cut of meat, beef tenderloins, and this was because police officers in the early 1900s would be able to afford beef tenderloins because of all the bribes they accepted due to ignoring illicit activity in the area. The bribes really kicked in when California passed...
Hey, that is that Red Dead Redemption.
Accepted due to ignoring illicit activity in the area. The bribes really kicked in when California passed the red light abatement.
Yeah. No. I would definitely go to the Bronx and that, but like, I wouldn't go to the streets that are got human poo everywhere. I wouldn't do that. That's not good for my sanity.
Act in 1914. This meant that other areas got more heavily policed, and that due to the Tenderloin's reputation for lax policing, many of those criminals came to the Tenderloin to set up shop in the area. So law enforcement looking the other way has long been part of the...
Hey, wait. All my Americans watching this, because a lot of Americans do watch these videos, yeah. Do you lot know about Bugsy Malone, the film?
neighborhood's history. This area is particularly
Just
diverse,
go to Bedford.
and some of this is due to the
I just in
migration that
Bedford.
followed
I was in
the
Bedford like 2
Vietnam
weeks
War.
ago.
A significant number of people came from Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia and moved to the area due to its affordability. Now, as far as housing goes in the Tenderloin, something notable is 25% of the housing stock is owned by nonprofits. This means a lot of the housing is halfway houses, homeless shelters, and recovery centers. And nonprofits do this in order to help the homeless community. A 2022 report
That's good,
estimated
that's
that
good.
3,800 homeless people call this place home on any given night. And part of the reason homeless people love places like San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Phoenix is simply because of the nice weather that allows them to be outside year-round. So to summarize, the Tenderloin's troublesome predicament is nothing new, and this place has been plagued by drugs and crime for over 100 years. Arguably the human...
But what's bad about that, yeah, is they set their life up to be homeless in the sense of, let's go to a hot place or like a place with nice weather, because even if we are outside, we're okay. That shouldn't be the mindset. The mindset should be, we gotta get out of here, bro. I don't care where we are, we're getting out. It's like COD Zombies, bro.
poo capital.
This guy is wicked.
They even apparently have an app here in San Francisco that tracks where human poo is, so you don't step in it on the street.
14,597 calls about piles of poo.
Down by the Civic Center, it's pretty grim.
The Poop Patrol will have a staff of 6 and 2 trucks for a cost of about $750,000.
It's going to be an interesting week to film because Chinese leader Xi Jinping, among other Asian leaders, are in town meeting with Biden, Kamala Harris. We filmed this episode in November of 2023. During this time, San Francisco was hosting the annual meeting for APEC, or the Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation. APEC promotes free trade and economic development among the nations that are members. And I can understand why the United States would want to clean up the streets to welcome our foreign guests to town, but here are 2 questions that come to mind. One, as it is largely Chinese...
Man said Poop Patrol.
fentanyl flooding the San Francisco
You can.
streets. Should not Chinese leaders
But I'm not gonna open it.
see the effects of his country's export? And 2, why is it that we can clean
You can
the
just tell me where
streets
to find
for
it.
foreign leaders, but we can't clean up the streets for the American taxpayer that lives there and funds the cleanup in the first place? It appears that the Tenderloin has been altered a little bit. It's gotten a little bit of a clean image so that dear leader Xi Jinping doesn't see how crazy it really is. But we're gonna give you a picture of what it's like in San Francisco's open-air drug market, the Tenderloin. Let's begin.
This is Gaming with our free Windows downloadable.
Bro, I don't want to hear no about no
have
bonus
access to a
situation. That's
gaming
crazy.
application.
Right now, what you're seeing is a lot of handsome Asian gentlemen walking around.
Nah,
San
man, I
Francisco.
don't open up
From what I'm
links.
gathering from locals, San Francisco did not look like this only a week ago. They kind of
Or screen record it and send it to me on
Some people
Snapchat.
in the Tenderloin have learned to live with day in and day out.
Well, over the week of
My
September
Snapchat's right there.
22nd,
Look.
City Crews
No, that way.
collected more
Right
than
there. Wow.
36,000 pounds of it.
And I'll
in the
give you
Tenderloin.
my
That's more than
opinion.
18 tons, and that's only what Public Works crews haul.
Damn.
It doesn't even include what was picked up by the CBD or Urban Alchemy, and it's just one average week. The trash never
One
stops.
week.
This guy looks like Secret Service. Holy shit, look, riot police.
Hey,
What
they-
is cooking up today, huh? I thought there was gonna be a video about fentanyl and homelessness and drug addiction, but it looks like it might be interspersed with a little bit more. Are we protected from bippers here?
Don't leave your valuables with you
Okay.
because like they would entice them to break it. But then I'm here until 5:30.
Okay, and if you need help fighting them off, call us too, okay?
Okay.
San Francisco is famous for being one of the more lawless places in America, but because all the foreign leaders are in town, we're putting up a pretty strong show of force. I don't know if it's gonna be an entirely accurate picture of what it's like day to day, but look.
Nah, you're not violating, bro. Allow Tommy, bro.
Police and law enforcement and whatnot. These guys are zooted and booted and ready to rumble, so I'm guessing there's gonna be some clashes today. We're gonna go meet with some of our contacts, guys that can really show us what this thing's about. That's what this channel is about, getting inside access to places most people don't, so we can bring you the real, honest, raw truth. I have a feeling it's gonna be a little harder today for people to sell fentanyl with all these law enforcement in town. Can we go through this way, go around? So something that I think is always interesting about when you find like homeless camps and really bad drug issues, that it's very close to high wealth areas. So
Do you know what this proves, you lot? If they wanted to clean up the place, they could clean it up. They choose not to.
we got our whole Ray-Ban.
No, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that.
In the midst of this is extreme poverty. We're meeting our contact at this train station. We'll see you guys then. Is this where it normally goes down? Is right here? It's busy.
This is like the nice part of the Tenderloin. Once you go in there, that's where it's really at. I mean, you walk down here right now.
There's so many police and federal agents.
Not only that, this is not normally. This is not like that. Like this, it's really, really dirty. So where I'm from is about 10-60 minutes south. But yes, I've been here, you know, Bay Area, Stockton all my life.
Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you too.
How you doing?
Please, man.
How you doing?
It's my brother.
How you doing, brother?
We waiting on my cousin right now. All this Apex shit got it real crowded. So he said he like 5 blocks away, but he driving.
So is it not normally like this? I noticed there's like a million feds, a million police around here.
It's never like this. You pick like the exact week where
You gonna be a little funky in the Tenderloin?
Yeah, for sure. I said we used to be out here doing our thing probably about 12, 15 years ago.
Okay.
But we was outside, but my cousin, he never left. So that's why when I seen your shit, I'm like, I know who to put Tommy G in contact with.
One thing I think that's a little funny is like when the Chinese leaders come to town, it's their fentanyl that's tearing up the town.
Right.
But when they come, they gotta clean it up.
Right,
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
Right.
I think they should see some of the fentanyl.
Right. They should.
We should show Xi Jinping a bag of fentanyl and be like, excuse me, sir, do you know where this came from?
For real.
That's the truth. That is actually the truth, because like the leaders just received the money, so they didn't understand that. Of course they understand it because they're blinded by the money. So when they actually see people breaking down, putting in front like on your shoes and that, I don't know. I know nothing's gonna change, but at least they see it.
Up our nation right now, man.
Are we officially in the Tenderloin right now?
It's just across the street. Even right here, usually all you gonna see is nodding, leaning, everything. Right. They got the Secret Service.
Have you guys heard of ISO?
What's ISO?
It's like strong.
Facts.
You got some new shit now? What the
If you could speak directly to the great leader Xi Jinping, is there anything you would tell him?
They whole culture is crazy. From what I heard at least, ain't it communism?
Yeah. What do you think about communism?
Just being from America, I don't think it's right. I don't think one person should have that much power.
We are in the BART, which is the subway or train system?
Bay Area Rapid Transportation.
What do you notice that's different about today compared to normal?
We are literally at one of the grossest, nastiest BART stations that I ever know.
In San Francisco.
And it's clean today.
It's clean.
So what do you think it is that when foreigners come to town, when presidents from other countries come to town, we can clean it up? Or when regular old Americans are here, hey, we're just going to make it a shithole. What do you think about that?
I think it's backwards. We need to run.
Tommy G, a fighter too. He go
pretty wrestler.
Wrestling jiu-jitsu,
You good at that shit?
Pretty good, yeah.
Let's see. Oh shit. Okay. Oh yeah.
We're gonna look into the fentanyl, the trank, and all the drugs that are hitting the city right now and give you an inside look. Let's go boots on the ground.
Hey, Tommy G must be like one of the most well-protected people ever, because he's been to every single block. He's been to like a niggas blocks. He's been to their ops blocks, and everybody's okay with it because obviously he's not involved, but he's actually he builds a connection in that moment. I would say, like he don't, even though he stands out and he's doing the documentary, he's not awkward.
Find highly rated products at prices you'll love.
Literally, so like, I don't know, like I feel like if something happened to him, a lot of people would be upset. Like even like the hood niggas, he would just snitch if they do something. It's not a bad thing to snitch if you're not involved. He's not involved in that, so it's like I wouldn't say he's snitching. He's just being a normal senior citizen, just being a normal citizen. Not about to say senior.
There'll be a lot more of these right now.
So is this a rich area here?
Yes, it is. That's the cool part about it.
These high rises, condos and shit, it's hella expensive to live in.
And in the midst of that is literally a bed sheet with like poop and shit on it.
Blood. You pay $4,500 a month.
Brush this.
So what is it like running a shop? People stealing shit all the time. There's homeless guys pooping in front of your store. I mean,
We've been here for some years though, so everybody respects us.
The homeless pooping, that's like inevitable down here. You're gonna see that every 5 feet type shit. You know what I mean?
So what struggles you face as a business owner in San Francisco?
Over here be booming, bro.
Yeah. Are you guys seeing the impact of fentanyl hit the streets?
Hell yeah, it's the worst shit ever.
Yeah.
That shit.
A lot of criminals don't do stuff with money in mind, you know, like the smart ones might do something with money in mind, but there's a lot of dumb criminals that just do stuff because they want to do stuff.
Worse than heroin, all that shit, man. That shit turned everything into zombies out here.
Yeah.
Lady trying to trade some Ben & Jerry's ice cream for some fentanyl.
Trade some Ben & Jerry's ice cream. It was still frozen too.
Do you think she boosted that ice cream?
I don't know. Where is
she? When Olympics come to town, when leaders come to town, we try and give a squeaky clean image to the world that everything's okay here, when really, it's not.
Very rare footage.
I ain't never seen this shit before.
Tell us about the area that we're in right now.
This is the Took Street.
What's it like here?
Like a lot of drugs, a lot of homeless people live down there. A lot of mental ill. I live here like almost 13 years.
Does it normally look like this?
No. Nighttime is bad because you got bars. The president is here today. That's why they clean everything.
This is a high crime area?
Yeah. 2 people got killed a month ago.
What happened?
It's the drugs. Each corner they sell like fentanyl.
If we wanted to buy fentanyl, how easy would it be to find around here?
It's easy. A lot of people are like Halloween every day. They dress up like a female guys with a dress. You see half people be all naked.
You see naked people around here?
Yeah.
Man said they should interview one of the zombies. They might interview one, who knows? Stay tuned.
Nice meeting you, bro.
What kind of an adventure are you taking us on, and what are we gonna see?
I'm just basically gonna take you on a little quick extravaganza.
What's wrong with my man's haircut, bro?
Do the Tenderloin.
Okay.
Kind of sad, but you feel me?
We're gonna see Fetty Wap.
A lot of Fetty Wap concerts sold out. I'm gonna give you the flip side to both. Feel me? It's people out here actually working to actually save lives and shit.
I mean, I see a lot of people cleaning. I know there's a lot of treatment centers here.
Yeah, we got resources trying to give people jobs. We usually walk around with Narcan and fentanyl testers for the people that like to take pills and smoke weed and shit just so we test it. That shit is becoming a big monster.
Where a lot of stuff is becoming laced.
A lot of stuff is laced.
And if someone's laced with fentanyl, that could be a very deadly mistake, right?
For sure.
You think you're gonna take a couple puffs of weed, it's gonna be a nice day, and all of a sudden,
it's been going like that. Say like the past year or two after the pandemic.
So one thing to draw your attention to is the architecture in the area. So this is the anti-homeless architecture.
I wouldn't be touching nothing. My hands ain't. I wouldn't even want my shoes to touch the ground there, because that's crazy. Or if I wear shoes, they ain't coming home with me.
Where they don't let people sit or sleep. What do you think about that?
That ain't stopping shit. Now they just putting up tents.
Homelessness is something that's much easier to get into than out of. I had a conversation with a professor from the University of Wisconsin that researched homelessness, and when it comes to breaking down why people become homeless, he said it's easiest to break it down like this. A third of the people are homeless due to drug addiction issues, a third are homeless due to mental illness, and a third are homeless because they were living paycheck to paycheck and one financial setback took them out. And really there's a lot of overlap between those 3 categories. But let's dive more into the financial aspect.
I ain't going homeless ever. Ever. I'll just go crunch. I'm going crunch, make a line, and I'm good. That's it. Because if the system ain't helping me, I'm going against it.
Only 44% of Americans are equipped to handle an emergency expense of $1,000
I'll have to.
or more. So whether it be a car repair or a hospital bill, that's enough for many people to miss rent and begin the downward spiral to homelessness. What's more is a lot of the people that are homeless were dealt a bad hand from the beginning. One study of women living in temporary shelters found that 78% of them reported being the victim of childhood abuse. That's staggering. When you consider the following variables, a nationwide trend of rent and cost of living going up, inflation lowering purchase power, easy access to highly addictive drugs, in particular the fentanyl that's flooding across our southern border, high rates of mental illness, an all-time high of household debt, and relatively low amounts of savings. These conditions make for the perfect storm of homelessness. It feels messed up though that you even have to design a city like that.
Right.
Part of me understands if I was a business owner, I don't want a bunch of homeless people in front of my business. But when you look at just a person that wants a place to sit,
right,
it's tough. There's a yin and yang to this problem.
If that wasn't right there,
that's human shit.
Yeah, that's human.
That's one of the things this place is famous for. Yasmin found the first human shit. What can you tell us about the Tenderloin? I'm from Milwaukee. I haven't seen anything like this before.
You know, the Tenderloin is supposed to be like when you cut meat. They said,
might as well get Mr. Beast over there. Facts.
The Tenderloin is like the most precious part of a meat, right? When you're doing like the little Jewish cut thing or whatever. So this is like really the prime financial area. You know, we got the financial district down the street. There's money out here, really, is what it is. You get deep into the Tenderloin, it's like with all this money out here, it ain't changing the poverty out here. It ain't no in-betweens out here. Ain't no middle class. You either living dirt poor, or you living up, or you getting it up. It's pimping, hoeing, dope, dealing, killing. Out here, you know what I'm saying? Police don't give a You know what I'm saying?
I can tell.
Dope,
it seems like
shit.
things are pretty out in the open. Like you don't have to really worry about it.
They don't give a
Many
Hey, let
people
me know if there's
say
any
that
weird
San
sounds
Francisco is
playing.
Too soft on crime. So let's examine the policies that are in
static.
place in the city. Chesa Bodine, who served as DA from 2019 to 2022, ran on a progressive platform of decarceration and justice reform. One of the first policies he implemented as DA was the
Hey, love
elimination of
Beppo.
cash bail for certain offenders not deemed to be a public safety risk. Progressives argue that cash bail creates a two-tier justice system. If you don't have money for bail, you will be stuck sitting in a cell while a wealthier person is able to walk free. Furthermore, the issue is compounded as impoverished people are forced to work with public defenders who are underpaid and overworked. Conservatives push back against this because they believe this creates a revolving door system that the criminals are aware of. Not only do the criminals have no fear of consequence, but this also results in a demoralized police force that doesn't want to do their job if they know it won't have an impact. Let me know in the comments which ideology you'd prefer to have in charge in your city.
The only thing is, you see kids coming, respect kids. You see women and older people, respect them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, see somebody grandma coming, hey, put that shit away.
The Chinese leaders in town right now, and you know where all the fentanyl comes from?
China.
So what do you think about that?
It's all part of the government plan. They put Coke and Coca-Cola at one time. I mean, it's all population control. It's all part of the life that want to keep control. If they don't keep control of people, then one day they feel that they'll be overpopulated like China.
So you think the government is letting it
Facts,
to try to
facts,
take people
facts.
out?
I think that the government is having no choice because China has the most power and has the most money when it comes to influencing other countries. I mean, we're America. We're a country that's supposed to be the land of the brave, but in reality, I mean, we're the land of the brave or the slaves. So I can't tell you the truth, man. China is a place that they've been dealing with America. They know how to infiltrate and they know how to do things. So I think it would.
This guy is a wise man, you know. This guy is a wise man. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
We got an enemy that we just finally got to meet our match. You know what I'm saying?
How much money do I need?
No,
if I
facts,
wanna buy a
facts.
hit of Fetty? How much money do I need?
Shit, I mean, I can't tell you all that. Though. You better ask somebody that fell it. If you look around the ground, you might find a sack, man. All I can say is, if you don't know what it is, you better ask somebody.
I'm doing more documentary and shit. You know, I'm rapping shit now.
Yeah, I know that, huh?
Feel
What's
me?
up? What kind of documentary you got?
Feel me?
How you come up down here and shit?
I come up down here from Oakland. I'm out here saving lives on this fentanyl shit and shit too. You feel me?
Okay. Got over 620 people they got record is dying from that stuff.
I'm gonna give you some facts about that shit. This is my uncle, y'all. He gonna tell y'all a little bit more about what's going on.
What is it like sweeping through the streets right now?
It's not too good right now because, like I said, it's over. What they got record is over 620 people dying from fentanyl.
What do you think should be done?
They need to have more education for them. A long time ago, they used to have
Yeah. They're right next to each
It's
other.
a training program. Fentanyl is a problem of it, but what's
Nah,
underneath
facts.
When I'm talking about the mental health,
No cap pokey,
the
bro.
homelessness. But you got the people like the mayor making skating rings. I mean, it's okay for them to skate, have a safe place to go to skate, but you build that thing costs a couple $1 million, and you ain't got no place for these homeless and sick people to go. And this is a lifesaver. But some of them get mad when you minister this to them because they get high and they get away from all their problems, right? And that's another reason they.
Most people have
I hear
known
it.
that in 2023 the best way to make money on Amazon is not with
Get high, they get away from their problems.
Oh, there's more poop right here. So that's poop number 2, and that was only a half a block away from poop number 1.
But you're gonna see a lot more of that. That's okay, that can be addressed easily. That's nothing. Compared to other problems, that ain't shit, right? That's shit, but it you understand what I'm
I
saying?
see what you're saying. When did fentanyl hit the city?
During the fucking pandemic.
What can you tell us about the Tenderloin, man?
Damn, man said it hit during the pandemic. That is recently, bro. That's crazy.
Shit, it is what it is, you feel me? Come here to get our money, eat, you feel me?
What advice do you have to someone battling addiction?
Shit, just stay strong, try to stay grounded, and put your trust in God, you feel me?
Are there resources for people out here that are looking to get help?
Yeah, there's resources, you know. You gotta want it though, you gotta want it. If you don't want it, then you ain't gonna get it.
All right, well, have a good day, okay?
You too, God bless.
The people
That's the truth. If you want to be clean, you can get clean. That's just the honest fact of it, in a sense of like, if you don't want to go back, you won't go back. If you're receiving help and you choose to run away from, and then you choose to run away from rehab, they done what they can to help you, bro. You can bring the horse to water. You can bring the horse to water, but you can't force it to feed. Like, facts.
that are leaning over, what is that about?
Pretty much people are high on fentanyl all day.
There's something about it that makes your back.
Yeah, that's kind of like.
You're addicted to sugar. Hey, sugar is the new age crack. I'm letting you lot know. Sugar is the new age crack. Now, don't get me wrong. I do like sugar sometimes, but I can stop eating sugar for like a month, and then I go back to it. But I can go a month without it.
Like when I watch your steps, it's be some shit around. But when you see that whole look and everything, we pretty much know what's going on, especially when somebody's standing up sleep.
We interrupt this broadcast. That just, it's kind of unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah. Y'all don't have one of these in Milwaukee?
We don't have human shit everywhere.
Oh.
We have our issues in Milwaukee, but not human shit.
This is a welcome center. Like they might give Narcan and all of this. This is some resource shit that we might want to get on there, bro.
Next, we talked to a guy from St. Anthony's. St. Anthony's is a nonprofit that hires a lot of ex-cons to do social work in the area. And I think this is a great idea because if you want someone to navigate the streets properly, you should probably find guys that know the streets and have been in the streets themselves. So tell me what you do here and where we are.
Jones and Golden Gate, and I work right here at St. Anthony's. I work with the homeless. We give them showers, we wash their clothes, we give them food, and we help them like basically get off the streets.
Sounds like you got your work cut out for you. There's a lot of people here that need help. What is it like and what do you see day to day?
Day to day, I see people overdosing, bringing them back. It's crazy.
Have you had to use Narcan on someone?
No.
How do you bring them back if they're overdosing?
Put the Narcan up their nose, and then you hit it with the pump 2 times, and then it brings them back.
I guess, where do you see this going?
So it's like a quick revive, like self-res. No, I can't say self-res. It's like quick revive though.
Is it getting better? Is it getting worse?
It's getting a little better out here. It's getting a little better.
It'd be people that's relatively been in the streets, relatively may have been in jail, or relatively used to use drugs. You feel me? That get these jobs, and it's a help. It's a help to our streets. So maybe they need to keep them grants.
In your opinion, what makes or breaks someone's success in becoming sober or getting off the streets?
Should put an effort to it and give them help.
With a lot of these folks that you're working with, do you think childhood trauma or mental illness is a big part of their journey?
Yeah.
What is it that's tearing up the city right now? Is it more than fentanyl or is it primarily fentanyl?
Ooh, I'm gonna say fentanyl. Killing people. All my friends, everything. Relatives, they all dying off of it. Dying, left to right.
So if you had a message to America about this crisis, what would it be?
Leave it alone.
Leave it alone?
Leave it alone.
I hear it.
Current day, that fentanyl is just huge in the city. When did it start hitting the city and when did you first hear about it?
Listen, you know there's some evil people in the world, yeah? Because it's not even funny. But like I know a guy, yeah, or I used to know him, yeah. He used to be serving to the nitties, innit? And then there was this nitty that used to pick up all the time, like weekly. He probably used to spend like £700 with this one guy. He used to spend £700 every week without fail. Like I'll say £600 to £800 every week. And then he used to bring his friends all the time, every week. Yeah. And then like my mum woke up one day and quit. He quit. I'm not doing it anymore. And then I know he got mad. He got mad and maybe like it's been like 2 months and the guy ain't called, and now he's feeling the money because £700 every week is a lot of money, bro. For one person. So my man quit now. Bro, why did my man beat up my man and give him what he supplied him with and then hooked him back? After that, I was like, nah, G, we ain't bedrooms no more, bro. We can't be friends, bro. Because if a nigga's trying to quit, I understand it's the game, but he said he don't want to be part of the game, bro, and you forced him to be part of the game now. And all I know, he could be dead by now, bro.
Maybe 3 years ago, and I don't use fentanyl anymore. I used it for a short period, and then I got injured. I went to the hospital. They put me on methadone, and it's the end of the story with fentanyl.
What's your drug of choice now that you're trying to escape?
I said everyone's on some sort of drug. I'm not on no drugs. I'm just high off life. I'm on the YouTube drug. I'm on the Twitch drug.
Yes, meth.
Meth, okay. And for someone that lives around this area, how easy is that to find and buy?
It's on every corner.
Every corner? I would imagine in your shoes that makes it very hard to get away from it.
You can, yeah.
Is there anything the city could be doing better to help someone in your shoes?
Gotta educate people.
What's the first hit of meth? Was it love at first sight?
I think it might have been, yeah, but that's because you're trying to fill a hole. You're trying to fill some kind of an emptiness.
What's your plan forward, or what's your next move?
Well, my goal right now is to get housing, legal housing, not a squat or.
If there's youth watching this that are wondering if they should experiment with drugs,
as young people, you're not missing anything. You don't need to do drugs to feel like you're gonna be a part of something. It's not necessary. Just have a good life, drug-free, and stay healthy.
What do we got here?
#1 team there is, Warriors.
So, what percentage of people out here using boost to supplement their use?
So, first and foremost, you have to have mothers from around the world sit down and have a real debate. Because in 100 years, the human race is going to be doing cocaine. Have you ever done cocaine?
Not yet.
Now, when you look at your trash cans, and now you see excess of trash. Well, how do you stop inflation? When you start talking to your neighbor and realistic that in 100 years, human race will be doing cocaine, will be doing opium, will be doing fentanyl. Then that person is going to boost. So the more you boost, the more you hurt your neighbor. So now you don't know your neighbor that well. So now there's conflict because no, I don't want my niece going up.
Do you know what's annoying, yeah, with fiends, yeah? Sometimes you can talk to a fiend and you'll get the most knowledge. I swear down. Sometimes you can talk to a druggie and you get nothing. They're just a brick wall.
And using drugs.
So we come full circle, or if you talk to your neighbor more,
then you zone better. Because now it's not decriminalizing it, it's legalizing it. Why? Because we're letting the underworld win at night. When you're honest with yourself and say, you know what? My mother says, you know what? I'm talking to the other mother from another continent. My son does that too. But now when you accept it, and instead of denying that person, now you zone better. So now at 3 o'clock in the morning,
I think you speak in a smart and poetic way, but we do have an appointment we have to walk to. So I wish you the best.
All
right, man, take care.
You keep it illegal.
I hear you.
When you see cities like Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York, with crime and all the bad things that are happening there, it's easy to point at them as a punching bag for bad progressive policy.
Do you fiend approach you for spare change? The black ones do. The white ones don't approach me. The white ones look at me and be like, nah, bro, he might beat me up, because that's how people be. But like, I'll say like there's these 2 fiends in the ends that approach me every single time. All the rest of them don't approach me no more, bro, because I always stick on them, bro. Because like at first I was younger and I bought my mom some food, innit? Yeah. No, I gave him money the first time actually. I gave my mom money. I gave him like a $5. Yeah. And I was like, oh, like, I just did my job, innit? And then my sister was like, oh, you know he's a crackhead, right? I'm like, nah, bro, he's just homeless. She's like, nah, G, he's a crackhead. And the next time he saw me now, yeah, he asked me for money again. I like, nah, I'll buy you food. The guy went off. He went mad. I'm like, he's a crackhead. Because like, if you're homeless, you're gonna accept the food. I'm like, yeah, he's a crackhead, bro. You ain't getting nothing else. So some of them approach too aggressively, you know, bro. I'll beat them up. If I feel like if I feel like they can harm me, I'm beating them up. If I feel like they're going to harm me, I'm going to beat them up. Even if they can't harm me, I'm still going to beat them up. Because I don't know. I don't want you to slip me with something, because I know crackers. No, I know man them that's got killed by crackheads, and I'm not gonna be that guy.
And while I do agree some of those progressive policies are counterproductive, I do think it's important to highlight that in rural areas across the country, like Kentucky, Mississippi, West Virginia, these are Republican-dominated places, and they have a lot of the same problems that the progressive cities do too, just in rural pockets. High rates of drug addiction, high rates of welfare, high rates of unemployment. So if we are going to advance as a country, I think we need to compare notes and work together as a team to say what solutions are truly going to benefit each area, and what can make a city a good, safe, and employable place to live no matter where it is in the country.
And right behind us, someone is lighting a pipe or something. It's just so open and blatant here. I was out here on the streets from here, San Jose to Stockton. And I used to be one of these guys out here selling drugs, doing drugs. Yeah. So I was a part of this lifestyle for almost 20 years. I went in and out of prison for 5 times. I couldn't stay out of the street for more than 90 days. I would get out of prison within 2-3 months, right back in, 5 times.
Is there a story from that time period that can give us an insight into what your life was like?
I grew up around drugs and gangs all my life. So when I was a little kid, I already knew I was going to end up in prison. For me, I was able to get out of it through a lot of pain, and I finally made a choice in prison to finally get out of it. And now I'm out almost 5 years clean.
Congratulations, brother.
Well done, mystery man.
How you doing? Welcome to San Francisco, brother.
Thank you.
Our area right here in Soma and the Tenderloin really has not changed too much at all. As you can see, we have a lot of children in this area that got to walk.
The guy's just recruiting an entourage like their Pokemon.
Walk through this area of San Francisco with these buildings and complexes actually have the highest concentration of children in all of San Francisco. So it's just really frustrating to see that our area is being affected by the drugs and the homelessness the most. A lot of the businesses out here have been shut down. Everything in this radius, honestly, has been shut down. You see a lot of these black bags that these individuals are carrying around. Those black undiscreet bags come from this place called the Harm Reduction, the Needle Exchange down on 6th Street. I'll show you guys. They give out a lot of utensils and paraphernalia to drug addicts that are struggling. It doesn't really help them. It's actually enabling them and keeping them in this cycle of using.
Let's talk about the business of harm reduction. In 2023, over 800 people died from overdose in San Francisco, 80% of which involve fentanyl. One of the ways that people try and reduce this is harm reduction. Harm reduction is the providing of paraphernalia such as pipes, needles, and foil to addicts for the safer consumption of the drugs. Many people argue that while you are working on the larger issue of getting people out of addiction, you might as well work in the meantime on the task of giving them clean tools to prevent long-term negative effects such as HIV, hepatitis, and other diseases from being spread. Millions of dollars flow into San Francisco every year to help towards harm reduction. This spending allows the distribution of over 240,000 needles every month to drug addicts in San Francisco, or about 1 needle for every 3 residents in the city. The position of harm reduction is a controversial one. San Francisco Mayor London Breed was a longtime supporter of harm reduction, helping to launch the Safe Injection Task Force program in 2017. However, in February of this year, she reversed her position, saying that harm reduction was not reducing the harm, it was actually just making things far worse. Experts criticized this statement, saying that this was just a political move for the upcoming election, not a statement based in facts. But needless to say, drug addiction and homelessness are at the top of mind for San Francisco people as they head to the polls.
If you think day trading is random gambling, I'm about to prove you wrong and show you how I get results like this on a consistent basis.
What the hell? Black people shouldn't lead a multi. bro, it shouldn't even be one race. It should be like all races combined, if anything. So like,
honestly, what I've seen.
So like, this is safe for everybody. Hey, BM, love for the follow, my boy.
It's a lot more younger, able-bodied individuals that are down here on the streets. I mean, these individuals could be working, they could be doing something, but they are being pacified by the government with $800 a month from general assistance, the ability to steal anything they want from the stores with no repercussions, and the open air drug market, which makes it ridiculous. You know, I was a criminal. I sold drugs, I used drugs. I'm what the courts call a career criminal. I've changed my life around, but I have been caught several times for selling cocaine and gun possession and different things of that nature. With no consequences, there's no incentive to get right and change your life. It's a beautiful thing when you can change your life around until you really get sober. And now, I don't believe, don't get me wrong, I don't believe in mass incarceration. I don't think people should have to go to prison to get clean off drugs. However, a 90-day detox is not too much to ask. If you're trying to get sober yourself, do not come to San Francisco. Listen to me, do not come to San Francisco if you're trying to get sober.
Yeah, that's fair. If somebody's taking drugs, alright, cool. Drugs are wrong, yes. But like, it's only wrong. No, drugs are wrong, full stop, actually, bro. But like, there's people that use drugs sparingly. Like, example, if they make, like, I'm saying this even goes to weed as well, bro. Like, there's people that smoke until they abuse the drug, where like they smoke like 8 zoots a day, 2 zoots a day, even one zoot a day. That's crazy, you know. And then there's people that make like, example, they'll make like maybe they make like 10 grand, 5 grand. Then they will reward themselves with a zoot, which is okay, because like you're not making 10 grand a day. You probably make it like every month or so. So like using it on occasions, it's okay, but when people abuse anything, that's crazy.
These programs are riddled with too many obstacles for you. It's going to be really a struggle to stay clean. When the federal judge told me I shouldn't come back to San Francisco, when my federal PO told me I shouldn't come back to San Francisco, when the drug counselors told me I shouldn't come back to San Francisco, I didn't really understand why they were saying that, but now I do see why. You got to have a lot of tenacity to hold on to your sobriety in this area.
Hey fellas, is there a harm reduction site up here?
They give the needles and the tinfoil right on 6th Street, right?
I never been to that one.
Oh, okay, where do you go?
I go to 10th Street, but they give you like needles.
But like that tin foil?
Foil, pipes, and needles.
I guess the argument is giving them clean pipes and clean needles reduces.
So they're saying, so what they're doing is saying, we'll give you the supplies to do your drugs, but we're just gonna make sure it's clean. That's what I'm saying. The end goal is everything is ending back into like the government's pocket, or they wouldn't be putting their money where it's at right now. They'll just use it to clean them off the streets completely.
Is the spread of diseases?
This comes from the Harm Reduction Center. This type of stuff is littered all over our city.
What is that?
These are individual cotton balls that they roll up for the addicts so they can draw the drugs up through it and filter it.
Is the argument that it stops the spread of disease from dirty needles and all of that? That's what their justification is?
That is what they're...
Have you seen everyone moving Thailand? Why is that?
Justification is the Harm Reduction Center got started a long time ago. It was called the Needle Exchange. You give one dirty needle and you get one clean needle in exchange. The only thing logical about it is that they're getting funding. So the more stuff that they give away, the more they can ask for in their annual budget, right? Now that they're giving away all these materials, they can boast those numbers and inflate those numbers and say, hey, we gave away, I don't know, 3 million clean needles. But really what you did is you just gave a bunch of box of needles to individuals and then they ended up in the dumpster or wherever.
When people like Richie hear that their tax money is going towards drug addicts receiving free needles and pipes, it's easy to see why they're getting mad. We are living in a time when many...
I thought they was moving to Thailand because of the girls. That's what I heard. I saw a post about it.
Americans feel like they are barely able to make ends meet, but the taxes keep getting higher, and the politicians we have locally and nationally have no accountability with our money.
Hey, Pokey, you're funny,
here
bro.
We don't have money to support our troops at home, but we do have money to send overseas to help other countries bomb men, women, and children, to fuel wars we didn't want to be involved in the first place, and these decisions are being made by representatives that oftentimes have a financial interest in the war and are vested in stocks like Raytheon and Lockheed Martin. Homelessness, another example. It seems we don't have the money to solve this issue, but we do have the money to house illegal immigrants, give them hotel rooms, phones, groceries, and more. I guess the question that comes to mind is, why does it seem like non-Americans are being prioritized when it comes to spending American tax dollars? But how do we change this? If we don't pay our taxes, we go to jail. But if our politicians that are clearly insider trading and pretending to be public servants, if they can't account for the spending of our money, or if they go massively over budget, it's all good. They get to keep their job and keep their stock portfolio that is outperforming hedge funds. So this is a bit of a rant, but all this to say, even if the nonprofits are having good intentions, we are living in a time when people are particularly sensitive to how their tax money is spent.
But this is it right here, the Harm Reduction Center. You see, it was going to be closed November 14th to 17th. Well, you guys just missed it.
I'm 40 years old, from San Francisco, born and raised in A3 and shit.
Struggling right now with addiction or what?
Struggling with a lot of things. I got a lot of shit on my plate. It ain't, you know, we can all handle this together and shit.
So when you go into this harm reduction site, do they give you help or do they just give you needles?
Well, they got a lot of shit here. They got needles.
Let me see those. What are those, the easy touch ones?
They got needles, they got pipes and shit. They got, you know, wipes and shit.
My brother, a lot of the time, people don't know how much it costs.
Nah, bro, no. I'm not gonna lie. It's actually, like, don't get me wrong, it's a scary outlook, but like, I've been around bear crackers, but I never actually spoke to them. Like, genuinely. I'm learning a lot from this guy. Because, like, if you're around crackers, you don't want to be around crackers unless it's for money. And even when it's for money, you don't want to get to know them. It's just a business transaction.
Mr. Gao, a San Francisco restaurateur who has experienced a slew of break-ins and frequent vandalism to his restaurant. Unfortunately, this is something he's come to look at as just a cost of doing business in San Francisco. Your parents came here from Vietnam, you were born in the Tenderloin, spent your first 8 years there, and then...
No, so I came here when I was 13.
13?
Yeah.
So from 13 and then 8 years on, you lived in the Tenderloin. Yeah. What was that like?
I thought it was just okay because I didn't know anything better, right? You know, so that's all I know. I didn't know anything about the outside, you know, the outside world. I know the Tenderloin. I go after school program up in the Tenderloin at the Clyde Memorial. There's a building on Elder Street. That's where our homeless people are. So you have friends in Tenderloin. You just do a lot of things on Tenderloin, and you feel safe. You feel comfortable, but you go nowhere. So when I could be able to get out, I'm out.
How has you as a business owner been affected by the theft, the vandalism, the drugs in San Francisco?
We get like graffiti all the time when we're building this place, and then we get homeless people, and then we get people breaking in, right?
Someone just broke your window the other day.
When something happened like this, I have no feeling. Like I feel like it's just normal to me right now. It's like somebody just breaking in, and we learn how to not put any money in a cashier, you know, like stuff like that. We just get used to it. Like become such an inconvenient thing for me, but it's happened that you expect it can happen.
Are you frustrated with how people are not held accountable? Because it seems like people can just get away with this and nothing happens to them.
That's what San Francisco is about, right? It's public safety. We don't have the public safety right now, right? I mean, you come in, you do graffiti, they're just hanging out.
This
right?
is graffiti?
Yeah, this is so little. I mean, they would do the whole building, right? There's nothing we can do. We actually record them. We record them breaking in. What we're gonna do? You know, there's nothing we can do. Literally, there's nothing we can do.
Did that frustrate you?
Of course it's frustrating, man.
Do you expect more out of your city, out of your politicians, out of your law enforcement?
Oh yeah, of course.
Be someone that builds something.
But deep it. This guy is living a normal lifestyle, yeah. Normal lifestyle. He's not selling drugs, he's not doing nothing. And he's still getting targeted by the druggies or whoever's stealing from his store. So what's going to stop him from going to sell drugs himself? There is nothing stopping him, bro. Because you're still treating him like a thug by not helping him.
Thing not destroys it. It's very easy to destroy things. You just kick things, you hit it with a hammer. Anyone can do that. A monkey could do that. But not anyone can build something. So be the person that builds something. There's a lot going on here. I think we gotta have empathy for what individuals are going through, but also you have to make rules of a society that makes sense. And to me, a lot of what's going on in San Francisco just doesn't make sense.
Let's bring back some tough love, man, some abstinence-based treatment, and get people to be held accountable for their actions. That's all we asking.
And if everybody got a little compassion, like you said, empathy in their heart, you know what I mean? You ain't got to know somebody. You see them laying on the ground, might look like they overdosed or something. Give them a shake. I don't know, see if they're awake. If not, call for help. It's just little things, man. Thank God for Narcan.
That guy's haircut is crazy, bro. Looking for connections to Kentucky. Oh, so he just touring now. He's saying my channel's picked up now. I'm gonna just tour the whole ends. But I've got something to talk about. That's lit. Nah, man. Hey, shout out Tommy G, bro. Good video, man. W video, bro. W video. Big W video still. Let's subscribe as well.
Back out, slap it out, short but I bang it, pack it out. Man just ping it or ching it. If I ain't did it, I still bring back it out. Kyle's probably hit squad baby, hit squad crazy, rip man's